It's time for the live stream, about 11:30 each day here on the Down on the Farm Radio Network and our Down on the Farm Radio Facebook page. Neighbor, let's take a quick look at ag weather. We'll use the San Antonio Regional for our weather today. Mostly sunny, 101 and 72. Thursday the 20th, sunny, 174. Same song, third verse on Friday, 174. 98 and 72 on Saturday, 99 and 73 on Sunday, 97 and 76 on Monday, and a 50% chance of rain and a thunderstorm on Tuesday. Neighbor, we're looking at two tropical waves out in the Atlantic. They will make their way into the Gulf of Mexico maybe this weekend and might influence one of them, our weather, by next Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll keep you up to date on its progress. I'd just as soon they both stay away. I've been through Harvey, house took a direct hit. Been through Hannah, even though it was less intense of a storm, house took the hit too. I'd just as soon they go their merry way. Neighbor, let's take a look at the commodities of ag interest, remembering that you don't need to use these quotes to make any trades. We get as close to the price during the noon hour as we can get, considering we have so many affiliate stations. December corn, 340 and 3/4, down 1. November beans, 9.16 even money, up 2 1/4. December hard red winter wheat, up 6 1/2 at 4.48 even money. December number 2 cotton, up 29 at 63.22. October live cattle up 62.50 at 110.50. October feeder cattle up 65 at 147.02. October lean hogs up 80 at 52.22. And your September U.S. dollar index up 331 points at 92.59. And your October crude contract, West Texas product, down 13 at 42.99. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest. Neighbor, now it's time to head to the Texas Farm Bureau Radio News Desk. Tom Nicoletti's at the mic. Tom, I understand you have a horticultural topic.
Horticultural practices that may not always be effective. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Texas News and Views on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. More details in a minute.
For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions. By partnering with the leader in plant nutrition, you'll have access to innovative products and unmatched service that deliver impact and efficiency to every acre. Healthier crops, happier growers. Lead the field this season and beyond. Find your local crop consultant at nutrienagsolutions.com.
You're more than a rancher. You do what's right and trust others to do the same. That's the Texas way. Hi, I'm Pat McDowell, and we ranch near Shamrock, Texas. In 2019, your dollars helped the beef-loving Texans brand reach consumers nearly 300 million times. Efforts like the hit Hulu series BarbieQuest and successful advertising prove that your checkoff is working hard to keep beef in its strongest state. Find out more at texasbeefcheckoff.com, funded by the Texas Beef Council.
My guest today is horticulturist John Begnaud, coming to us from San Angelo. And today, John wants to talk about some myths about turf grass in the summertime in Texas. What are some of those myths there, John?
Well, one of the first things is concerning water, Tom. They say don't water during the middle of the day or during the day because the droplets can magnify and burn and scorch leaves. And that's not true. As a matter of fact, on golf courses and many other places, they do what's called syringing, where you water in the middle of the day just to cool it down. And I'll give you a great example. If you have 105-degree weather and it's really in full sun and you're going to be burning some especially newly planted turf grass, syringing or cooling it down can lower the temperature as much as 15 plus degrees, and that's going to assist the establishment of this young new grass. So that is one of the myths. Another myth, Tom, is fertilizing. People say don't ever fertilize turf grass when it says hot. And that's not necessarily true. We do this all the time, provided you have adequate water. The true fact is don't fertilize if you don't have abundant, good quality water that you can both water it in and furnish the new growth with plenty of water.
Now, John, we're still in the heat of summer here in Texas, and definitely the heat. Not a lot of rain, of course, if any, across the state. But there are about 3 or 4 things that people can do to ensure that their grass in their landscapes or even business landscapes looks as good as possible in August. What are some of those?
Well, first of all, it's one of the things that's very obvious and we overlook a lot of times, especially if we take care of our own yards, and that's sharpen the blades. If you've ever noticed a day or 2 or 3 after you've mowed, it kind of gets this brown tinge. And if you'll examine the leaf blade closely, it has a very ragged end on those where they were cut. That's hard on grass. That's an injury. So if you'll sharpen those blades, it goes much faster, as well as it's going to look a lot better. Remember that you can also increase the height of the mowing to improve the hardiness to this heat and drought. It's not uncommon to have Bermuda at least 2 inches high and St. Augustine 2.5 to 3 inches high. We can always lower it after it cools down, but raising it increases its drought tolerance and heat tolerance. And then also remember, when you water deeply. It's going to evaporate off of a pond almost an inch a day across Texas right now. Just think of how much water that plant is giving off through transpiration. So you'll want that entire root zone wet when you do water. And the last thing that you can do is lightly fertilize. Believe it or not, a little application of fertilizer, provided you have water, will encourage a stronger root system, which will tolerate heat better and will have a little bit of new growth, so it won't be all yellow and brown due to the heat.
That's summertime advice on taking care of landscapes from horticulturist John Begnaud in San Angelo.
Parenting is full of surprises.
You never know what to expect.
So after our son was born, I called my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent to set up a life insurance policy in case something happened to me.
Sawyer is now 2.
And we'll soon have a sister. There's no one else I would trust with protecting my family.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com for an agent you can trust with life's most important decisions. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
This is Texas News and Views. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, there's Hop Sing ringing the lunch bell. Plenty of chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny's yeast rolls, a cold cucumber salad, a glass of iced tea. Soda water is in the number 2 wash tub there on the floor, and coffee pot is always hot. Benny Cox says the sheep and goat sale is hot today. Right, Benny?
Yeah, we had another big week. We sold 7,000 yesterday. We're going to sell over 2,000 today. This market suffered from these numbers. It was kind of expected, I guess you could say, compared to last week. These wool feeder lambs, they've gotten really soft. They were sure $10 to $20 lower on all those lighter weights, and some of those heavier weights were maybe $40 lower than what we've been seeing. The slaughter hair lambs, they were $20 to $30 lower. The slaughter ewes, kind of $5 to $10 lower on those. Had quite a few of them. Kid goats sold kind of $15 to $30 lower, and that's putting us back down close to, or closer to what we see this time of the year, as a rule. The slaughter nannies, they sell from $1 to $1.64, but still kind of $1.10 to $1.30. It's been about like that for the last, 3 weeks now. Interior billies still selling pretty darn good. $1.60 all the way up to $2.20. There's not a lot of them bring over $2 though. The wool feeder lambs we sold here, some of those old big things weighing up there close to 100, down as low as 110. Some of those lightweights are going to the ethnic kill deal, $2.24. Slaughter lambs, the light end of those hair sheep type, from 160 to 238. Heavier weights from 130 to 188. And on those heavyweights last week we had some bring up to 224. So there's $40 right there, I guess. Slaughter ewes in a range from 55 to 85. Kid goats from 2 to 325, but mostly 250 to 280 on your better kind. We've had some push on these feeder goats. I kind of figured those it might be. Well, of course, if they put them in the pen weighing 35, 40 pounds now, they'll be ready come, closer to Christmas, and that market will, it'll always seem to perk up by then.
Good. Cattle sale still looking like it's going to ride up, make a hand?
Yeah, a lot of pregnancy tested cows this week, and it's getting hard out west. We'll have some numbers this week. I hardly any doubt at all. Yeah, like I said yesterday, we pregnancy tested Monday morning, pregnancy tested 200. No, Charlie and them pregnancy tested over 100 yesterday while we were still doing the sheep sale. So if you need any bred cows tomorrow, here's the place to be.
Good deal. Benny, tell everybody how to contact you.
They can call me on my mobile. It's 325-234-4277. Or they can call the office, which is the same area code, 653-3371. Always get a look at the web, producersandcargyle.com.
We're visiting with Scott Stanislav, technical agronomist for DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine. And Scott, you and I have been talking about crop conditions and issues here in South Texas all season long, and there definitely has not been a lack of things to talk about this year.
Oh, no, there has not. It's been a busy year, and we've had some weather events that have hurt some things. We've had some really good crops in some areas. It's been all over the board.
Well, Scott, this is our last update, so remind growers where they can go to find more information on DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine.
Absolutely. Well, I'd point a grower to www.decalbasgrowdeltapine.com. There they can find product information, yield information as well as going to YouTube and looking at DeKalb, Asgrow, Delta Pine, East Texas, and Oklahoma. That's our YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll be posting some updates there. And I really just want to thank everybody for their support of the DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine brands.
Scott Stanislav, technical agronomist for DeKalb, Asgrow, and Delta Pine here in South Texas.
We are on the line with Henry Pickett from Abilene Livestock. Henry, how did the sale turn out?
Ended up real well. We ended up with about 1,100 cattle. Packer bulls and cows were down 3 to 5. Yearlings and calves were up 3 to 5. But everything had a lot of inquiry and lots of volume, and real well.
Good deal. Do you want to tell us how some of your best strings sold?
We had some wean calves that weighed in the 5 steers, and they bring like $150. And then the heifer mates to them, they were right there with them at about 140, 135, 40. They were a good set of blacks and black baldies.
Now, do you know of anything for this next go-round?
It's just every week it's play it by ear. They're trying to hold on as long as they can. It's getting really dry out here.
Right. We'll touch base with you early next week. If you get any consignments, give us a holler. In the meantime, if folks want to consign something and get a hold of you, tell them how to do that.
I can be reached at the sale barn at 325-673-7865. My cell number is 940-733-8208. Want to make sure everybody knows that our first wean sale will be October.
All right. Good deal. Henry, we appreciate you.
Thank you.
Where has Pioneer corn seed development taken me today? Well, first of all, it's not day, it's night. I'm here. What's impressive about Pioneer's corn seed development? I'm here in York County, Nebraska. I'm on the side of the road. It's dark, pitch black, except for one thing. Well, off in the distance, about a quarter mile away, something is lit up. Can you hear it? That's Boreas, one of Pioneer's mobile wind machines. It looks like some mashup of a transformer and a highboy sprayer, and it can generate wind forces exceeding 100 miles per hour. It's like a tornado on wheels. Pioneer uses this machine to test its corn hybrids for standability. These tests are one of the reasons Pioneer has seen improved stalk strength and root scores year after year. Boreas, one of the things that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
We're on the line with Doug Bass from Cattleman's Brenham. Doug, how was last Friday's sale?
We had a good sale, Mr. Larry. We ended up with 888 head of cattle. I don't know if we could ever do that again, but that was a pretty good number, 888.
Right.
And had a good market. Cows looked steady, and the calf market looked a little higher. Lighter cattle especially seem like they're gaining some ground.
Good deal. Let's walk the pens.
Yes, sir. On the cow market, on your Packer cows, your thinner, your lower yielding cows bring anywhere from 32 to 50. Better high yielding cows bring 52 to 71. Your bulls, Packer bulls, thinner, lower yielding bulls bring 55 to 76. Better high yielding bulls bring 80 to 92. Pairs, on your pair cattle, your older pairs or smaller frame pairs bring 7 to 950. Better kind of pairs bring anywhere from 1150 to 1675. Bred cows, smaller frame, older bred cows bring from 5 to 850. Better bred cows bring from 950 to 1175. On your calf market, your 1 to 2 weight roping tight calves, steers bring from 155 to 205. Heifers bring from 140 to $2. 2 to 3 weight steers bring 135 to 190. Heifers bring 120 to 156. 3 to 4 weight steers bring 120 to 190. Heifers bring 110 to 160. 4 to 5 weight steers bring 115 to 180. Heifers bring 105 to 151. 5 to 6 weight steers bring 110 to 155. Heifers bring 103 to 148. 6 to 7 weight steers bring $1 to $1.40. Heifers bring $1 to $1.36. 7 to 8 weight steers bring 90 to 128. Heifers bring 85 to 110. And 8 to 1,000 pound steers and bull yearlings bring 80 to 122. And your heiferettes bring 75 to 102.
What do you see coming this week?
We got quite a few calls. Looks like we're going to have Mr. Larry, I've got a man that I believe is bringing me some pretty good pairs today. I'll know more. They're supposed to arrive today, about 20 good young crossbred pairs. And another man talking about bringing a few more. If we get them, I'll definitely take some pictures and put them on our website, on Facebook. Anybody has any questions, ain't sure, call me on my cell, which is 979-877-4454, or call us there at the office, which is 979-836-3621.
We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Larry. I'd also like to tell everybody we're having a on September 6th, and we're still taking consignments. If anybody's interested, let us know.
McCoys.com, McCoys Building Supply, still family owned, strong, growing, and relevant for our ag community. Farm and ranch panels and gates, field fencing, welded wire panels, barbed wire and electric fencing. Shop online and find products and the store near you at McCoys.com. You know, neighbor, I've taken 2 different trips up to Arkansas and Missouri this summer. Really like that country. I'd love to have a house up on the lake near a place like Eureka Springs, maybe Beaver Lake, or one of the lakes in the Ozarks, like that big old Table Rock Lake. Lots of good cattle country, too. I've looked at some good cattle ranches, if you will. Stock farms is what they call them up there. Pine trees up on the top of the hill, lakes and tanks. The cattle will graze the sides of the hill during the morning, go up and lay under the pines in the afternoon, then come back down in the evening, get them a drink, and go to grazing all night. They make a lot of hay in that country, too, and I wondered about the quality of it. That's what today's edition of the Texas Vet Report is, quality of your hay. Dr. Bob has the story.
It is important to take hay samples and have hay analyzed, as the quality can be very different between different fields. Hello everyone, and welcome to Texas Vet News on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. I'm Dr. Bob Judd, and lots of hay is being baled at this time, but the quality of the hay cannot be determined by just looking, so forage testing is recommended. Dr. Glenn Selk with Oklahoma State Extension indicates some hay will provide enough nutrients to maintain a cow's body condition over the winter, while poorer quality hay may be lacking in protein and energy and will require a substantial amount of supplementation to prevent weight loss over the winter. So if you're buying hay, testing is critical because lower quality hay is more expensive considering you have to supplement versus buying high quality hay. However, if low-quality hay is all that is available, it is important to know that so you can determine which supplements will be needed. There are several methods available to sample your hay for forage analysis, and most nutritionists recommend using a coring probe that is inserted deep into the bale. It is a stainless steel rod with a cutting edge and is usually 1 inch in diameter and will attach to a 1/2 inch drill. Core samples should be taken from various bales, and samples should be sent to a forage analysis lab in a plastic or paper bag. You can just pull samples out of the bale with your hand, preferably from the middle of a bale, and place all of the sample in a bag, including any weeds or stems, as this is all part of the analysis. Make sure and label the samples correctly by identifying samples from each specific bale, and send as many samples as possible. Although analyzing more samples costs a little bit more, you get a better overall picture of the quality of the hay. Also, testing for nitrate is a good idea to make sure the hay is safe to feed.
Where has the Pioneer Audio Tour taken me today? Olivia, Minnesota, next to a field planted with Pioneer brand Enlist E3 soybeans. This field looks peaceful, but like every field, there's a constant battle going on against weeds. Right now, the farmer of this operation is making a pass with what looks like a 120-foot sprayer boom. Enlist E3 soybeans offer the most advanced trait technology on the market. And while it's new to most farmers, it's not new to Pioneer. Pioneer experts and agronomists have already completed hundreds of on-farm trials. All so that acres like this have healthy soybeans with great yield potential. Enlist E3 soybeans on a farm in Olivia. Another thing that makes Pioneer, Pioneer. You'll hear more from me later. For now, let your local Pioneer sales representative hear from you.
I'm veterinarian Dr. Bob Judd. This is the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, let's take a look at the grains, courtesy of John Tuggle. Call 800-288-4453. Number 2 or better Milo through Corpus in August. D's plus 175, $9.23. Progresso, $8. Number 2 or better yellow corn. Corpus Christi area in August. September plus 35, $3.62. Delivered to Houston, September plus 25, $3.52. And Progresso, $7.15. Hard red winter wheat delivered to Corpus in August. September plus 80, 5 and a dime. Houston, September plus a dollar bill, 5.37 3/4. Houston beans, August, September delivery. November less 15, 8.98 3/4. Placido, November less 60, 8.53 3/4. Let's take a look at Texas cotton. East Texas, 1,408 bale. West Texas, 165 bale. Basis, less 500 October 20. Prices range from $57.39 to $57.89. Neighbor, there's Down on the Farm. I'm Larry Marble. Good day.